Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I am back with a machine that hasn't been seen for quite a while on my channel, and that's my Apple II Plus clone here by Bell & Howell. A lot of stuff has happened to this thing since I did the restoration on it, which is why, explains why it's still in pieces again. So I'm going to give a quick refresher as to what this thing is, where I picked it up, and all the stuff that's happened to it before we get into what's going to be the context of the topic of this video, which is hopefully getting this thing at least functional. So let's get into it. So this lovely example of a Bell & Howell Apple II, I picked up because a buddy of mine who worked at the scrapyard at the time, I told him I was on the lookout for beige machines. And he called me and said, hey, I got this dark gray kind of black one. And I'll admit, I was about to say no because, you know, my first thought was those early 2000s Optiplexes. You know, those dark gray and gray ones that were everywhere in schools. So I about told him no. And he said, are you sure? I think you want this one. And he said, it says Bell & Howell on it. And I was actually on my lunch break rewatching David Murray's restoration of one of these. So I instantly stopped what I was doing and flew over there and picked it up. And in the restoration video, which it did come with the included backpack, which is not on it because I needed to take the lid off constantly, there was a sticky note that said it had a bad card, which I later found out was the RAM card. And I'll get to that here in a second. But anyway, in that restoration, because of some stuff that was going on with either the RAM card and some other stuff, and plus I had no disk drive, it didn't come with any other cards except for the RAM card. So no disk card, controller card, no super serial card, no other type of expansions. I couldn't do much with it. In fact, the RAM card, I believe there's a RAM issue because there's an audio-only Apple II disk server that you can use your phone or laptop as a pseudo cassette drive to load stuff on the cassette import, like it would be if you had a cassette drive. And I could only get like 1 or 2 games to load correctly. It was like Space Invaders clone, and it was something else that would load correctly. Everything else would just error out or become garbage. So I kind of put this thing up on the shelf for a while until I got some parts gathered around. So one of the things that happened between then and there is I picked up an Apple II GS system, and that came with a 5 1/4 floppy drive, this one right here. So I decided to hit up eBay and I found one of these I/O controller cards, which is technically it's for the Apple IIe, but it's backwards compatible with the 2 and the 2 Plus. It lets it use these later style 5 1/4 drives, because the original, these drives are 19 pin, which is this connector here, whereas the older original Disc 2 drives used a 20 pin like this. So, armed with that ADD Pro, I was going to make a DOS 3.3 boot floppy, and then I was going to make a RAM diagnostics disk. Well, and here's where things went really, really bad. As it was loading ADD Pro, and it was trying to format a floppy, this card blew a bunch of capacitors. In fact, you can see one there. That one right there blew. In fact, you can see it a little better if I do that. Yeah, that one blew. I believe one more popped. But yeah, it blew a bunch of capacitors on this card. And when I pulled that card, when I pulled the RAM card out, and I went to power cycle, it's just to make sure I didn't blow anything else, it blew the reefa cap out of the power supply. So obviously now this thing needed a lot more extensive repairs. And also another unfortunate thing is this encoder board that goes on the keyboard. It started being really spotty and stuff with this connection, so I have to keep constantly like moving it to get a good connection so I can type stuff. So basically this thing needed a lot more repairs. But that's the point of this video, is I want to see this thing back to functional. So I picked up another RAM card. Now this one's kind of strange. It says Orange 16K. And from what I can gather, this is either from a Canadian company that made Apple II expansions, or this is from one of the Apple II clones, like the Orange, or the Cherry, or the Pineapple, and it's just a generic 16K RAM card. So this, I've repaired the power supply, and this Disc 2 controller card, which yes, had some really spotty repairs to it. I will admit I'm not proud of that. I had a rodent problem chew through 2 of the wires, so I had to fix those. Hopefully I ohmed it out, so between here and here it's good. hopefully between all these parts, I can at least see this thing boot under its own, well, at least boot again, because I haven't seen it power on since the Reefa Cat blew. So let's see what we got. And in case you're wondering, I actually do not know where the screws went for this. They're in a Ziploc baggie with the RAM chip and some other parts out of this thing. So this is just a real quick unscripted video. I just want to see this thing boot again. And I actually have one more for this thing I wanted to pop in here, and that is I have a Super Serial card. Hopefully between this, the RAM card, and that disc card, I can get this thing working again. And the disc controller into slot 6. All right, let's get a monitor and see if that works. And I have this lovely Apple II monochrome monitor that I think is for the 2C and 2GS era, but it'll work just fine with this. So let's try it out. Tilt this up a little bit. It's an empty thing, so all right. I also have the speaker unhooked, so yeah, that's just because I do. Ooh, yes. Oh yes, awesome. Okay, I just realized I didn't hear that head bang. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna put a floppy in and see what's going on. I guess I gotta move the thing around once in a while. It spins the drive, but it just locked up. Like, it's just stuck right there. Yeah, it's not bang. Oh no, it didn't. When all those caps and stuff blew, it didn't knock out the drive, did it? I haven't tested that drive since all that happened. Because I haven't even... Oh no. Well, I want to see this thing boot something. Okay, I'm gonna try something real quick. I want to see this load something. Okay, I have my laptop here. I'm gonna plug in my Super Serial card. I want to see if ADT Pro is gonna work, because if that'll boot, I'm gonna be happy. Turn that on. Apple II prompt. Okay, so we need to type in IN number 2. Come on, 2. Come on. Alright, and that's Control A. Alright. 14B. Enter. There. Oh, there we go. So I had to hit enter twice. So it is booting something. Oh, this makes me so happy. I could never get this to work originally with this because there was some weird issue going on. But see, because the last time I tried this with the ADT Pro thing, it didn't want to even do this. Oh, that makes me so happy. But now I'm curious about that 5 1/4 drive. It wasn't head banging. I might actually go test that on my 2GS here in a second. Oh, look at that! I have... Awesome. So yeah, well, it says there's a disc, but there's not. So could I receive another image file? Okay, so could I file to receive? Okay, so yeah, I think it just locked up. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. But okay, so Super Serial card's working. I think this RAM card might be working. Now I just got to get a... God, that's a bummer. I need to get that. I need to get another disk controller card. But I do want to test that 5 1/4 drive real quick on my 2GS. I just want to see it work. Still not headbanging on this. That's not good at all. Oh, it'd be 6. Yeah, it's not headbanging. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, well. Crap. Hey everyone, so sorry for the sudden audio video shift, but I left my other phone on while I was tearing this thing apart and it died. But anyway, so I tore this drive completely apart, took the analog board out here, unplugged everything, I cleaned the read-write heads, I lubed it up, and I don't know what I did, but now it seems to be working. So, because it had banged when I booted this thing up. So, let's try a floppy. What's on this one? Dig Dug, Centipede, Puyan, and Ghostbusters on side 2. Well, let's try Ghostbusters. Control Apple reset. PR number. I think it's 6. Oops. Heck yeah. That's the sounds I wanted to hear before. And it loaded. Sweet. Oh, that makes me so happy. So this drive is good. So it must just be that controller card that's dead. The heck? Why is that running so fast? Oh, well, I probably have it set to fast mode because these are supposed to be compatible with Apple IIe. But anyway, I want to plug this drive into the Apple II Plus and see if it works real quick. Okay, got that hooked back up. So moment of truth. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Okay, so it did do something. Okay, so now I'm going to try the other side of the disc and see what that does. That's not a good sound. Well, that didn't turn out nearly as well as I wanted it to, but I guess it's kind of the nature of these old machines. There's always something that's going to go wrong, and it does not work correctly. But yeah, this video was mainly just a short one because I wanted to see that freaking thing work again. Because after the caps blew on the RAM card and the reefer cap blew out of there, this thing's been sitting basically in pieces for the past year, waiting for me to just get time and parts to fix it. Which I finally did get the power supply fixed. The Super Serial card, it seems to work just fine and perfectly. It didn't work before when the caps blew because it would just send garbage and then lock up halfway through. So I think that RAM card's actually working because it did fully load the DOS ADT. It didn't do anything else past that, I don't think, but it did seem to work. I'm kind of concerned about the controller card not working. And it's nothing to do with this repair here. This repair was my own fault. I picked this up on eBay after I got the Apple II GS and the 5 1/4 drive. And I used this to try and make the floppy when everything blew up. So this was kind of sitting on my shelf with the cable hanging out. I didn't wrap the cable in. I should have. And I came down here and I heard a mouse chewing on it. And it really irritated the crap out of me. But I did fix it. Everything seemed to be, ohmed out correctly. But something's not working. And I really hope I didn't blow that damage the 5 1/4 drive. I mean, if I did, I'm going to be sad because it's retro hardware, but at the same time, I do plan on getting a reactive micro turbo or a floppy emu for that at some point, because that's going to be a lot better option for that in terms of running GSOS for any restoration stuff I do, because I really want to get to all that at some point. But this thing, I kind of have this thing that I bought for it. I forgot what disc card I had in it, I'll be honest. This uses the original disc 2 controller card, because this is a direct disk 2 drive replacement that uses an SD card. It's from A2 Heaven, not sponsored or nothing, but a really weird, quirky little machine I wanted to review on at some point. I just got to get a disk 2 card, because then I can run a RAM test on this and fully see what's wrong with it, and then get it fully back up to its 64K, fully working standard, and then I can start maxing it out with some more cards, or whatever cards would suit a early 2 Plus. But anyway, yeah, that's what this video. Just a real quick, me wanting to see this thing work again, because it was really sad that this thing was down for the count. So it's working. Now I just gotta get some more parts for it and get it fully operational. So that's gonna be a future part 2 thing. Like, this isn't a part 2 to this restoration. This is just a in-between thing. I want to do a follow-up to the restoration and get this thing fully working and play some games on it, because it's just too neat not to. Even if it wasn't the Bell & Howell version, it's just an Apple II Plus. They're neat machines. Yeah, with that being said, thank you all very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Put down in the comments any thoughts or questions you have about this particular machine, or any of the parts I put in here, or anything that went wrong. I'd love to, you know, at least talk about it in some sense, I guess. If anyone has any advice about testing the RAM itself without a RAM test utility, that'd be great, because I do want to see if all 64K is working. If not, I want to get it working, because getting a disk 2 card might take a little bit of time with the holidays coming up. If you have any thoughts or questions about my 2GS, put them down below, because I haven't shown this thing working yet except for just now. In fact, the only thing that stopped me from doing the restoration or a retrospective or any gaming on that is I have no way of running GSOS. The 3.5-inch floppies that came with it do not work. I don't have any floppies that work, and apparently now the 5 1/4 is dead too. So, yay! So until I get like the Reactive Micro Turbo or floppy Emu, because those are kind of pricey right now, I'd love to get one. So, you know, it's going to take some time, but I want to get that thing working at some point. And that being said, again, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.